Biology. So in the previous videos we have studied about the topic excretion. So the parts of excretory system also I have explained. Do you remember? The excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, then ureters, urinary bladder and urethra, isn't it? These are the parts of the excretory system in human being. Then I have already explained about the structural and functional units of kidney, that is they are known as nephrons, isn't it? So nephrons are the structural and functional units of kidney, and they includes what parts like Bowman's capsule. This is the Bowman's capsule, isn't it? Then you can see a long tube which is coiled here, and it is coming as a hairpin like structure here, and again it is coiled, and they will join to the collecting duct. Okay, so these are the parts of nephron. And what is the function of nephron? Nephron helps in filtering the waste materials from the blood. Okay, so this much we have studied. Now in this video I am going to explain about the process of urine formation, how urine formation takes place. Okay, so urine for do you remember there is in the Bowman's capsule there is a cluster, there is a group of small blood capillaries known as glomerulus. This is what? Glomerulus. Isn't it? Glomerulus. So glomerulus plays an important role. All these parts, okay, tubular part and the glomerulus, they play an important role in the formation of urine. So let's see how the process of urine formation takes place. Okay. So urine formation can be studied in 3 steps. Okay. That is when blood enters, okay, blood branch of renal artery brings blood to the Bowman's capsule, isn't it? And it coils to form the glomerulus. So when blood passes through this glomerulus, okay, it will be under high pressure. Just imagine if you squeeze something, or if you put pressure in something, what will happen? All the water part will get squeezed out from that particular thing, isn't it? So in the same way, when blood passes through the glomerulus, it will be under high pressure. So what will happen? The many substances like what? Urea, amino acids, salts, all this will get filtered into this Bowman's capsule. So as blood passes through this and enters or passes through the glomerulus, what happens here is the many substances, okay, useful and waste materials, okay, useful materials like salts, amino acids, etc. are also getting filtered into the Bowman's capsule. Okay, so what will happen? It is known as this filtrate that is squeezed out from the glomerulus is known as glomerular filtrate. What it is? Glomerular filtrate. And this process is known as ultrafiltration. So once again I'll say, that is, if when blood passes through the what? Glomerulus, do you remember? Inside the Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule is what? It's a cup shaped structure. Okay, and in that what is kept? Glomerulus is there in each of the nephron. Okay, so when blood passes through this glomerulus, many of the components, useful and waste materials, okay, because the blood is passed with high pressure, so many of the components will lose out, or will get squeezed out, and it will get collected in where? In the Bowman's capsule. Okay, now you can see after that what happened? Bowman's capsule is connected to the tubular part of the nephron. Okay, so this is the tubular part, you can see here. Understood? So this, through this tubular part, what happened? This glomerular filtrate just pass through this, isn't it? And it will finally get collected in the collecting collecting duct. Okay, so as it is passing through the tubular part, which is the tubular part? This is the tubular part, you can see here, okay, as a hairpin. Then again it is showing some coiling. So this structure is the tubular part. So when blood not glomerular filtrate, isn't it, that is getting squeezed into the Bowman's capsule and it start moving through the tubular part of the nephron, okay. Then what happens, many of the useful substances like salts, amino acids, glucose, water, etc. are absorbed into the blood through the blood capillaries that surrounds the tubular part. You can see here, this is the blood capillary, isn't it? Renal artery enters and then it forms the glomerulus and then it is just surrounding the tubular part. You can see in red color here, isn't it? So many of the useful components by simple diffusion, okay, from the tubular part, many of the useful part is getting absorbed into the blood capillary that surrounds the tubular part. So this process is known as tubular absorption. Okay, what is it? Tubular absorption. Why it is known as absorption? Because body is taking it back. Otherwise what will happen? Many of the useful things, okay, like what, salts, water, glucose, etc. will pass through the urine if it is not absorbed back into the body. Understood? So this is the process that reduces the amount of glomerular filtrate and concentrate the urine. Understood? So so what happens, the many of the components like what, glucose, okay, useful substances are getting absorbed back into the body by the tubular absorption. So from where to where it takes place? From the tubular part, as the glomerular filtrate passes down through the tubular part of the nephron, many of the useful components are absorbed back into the where, to the blood capillary that is surrounding the what, tubular part of the nephron. So this process is known as what, tubular absorption. So from where to where it takes place? From the tubular part of the nephron to the blood capillary. Means blood capillary means it will be put in the circulation again, isn't it? It will be absorbed by the body. Otherwise what will happen? It will go through the urine. So this is second process. First process is what? Ultrafiltration. Where it takes place? In the Bowman's capsule, isn't it? When blood passes through the glomerulus, many of the components are useful and waste materials are getting filtered. Okay, so this is known as ultrafiltration. After ultrafiltration, what happened? The fluid that get collected in the Bowman's capsule is known as the glomerular filtrate, and it contains what, waste materials and useful materials. So what will happen? As it goes down, many of the useful components are absorbed back by the blood capillary. So this process is called tubular absorption. Okay, now some of the unwanted materials from the blood capillaries, okay, some of the the unwanted materials like what, urea, okay, or extra salts, etc. are secreted back from the blood capillaries to tubular part of the kidney by a process called tubular secretion. Understood? So you can see that some materials are absorbed back into the body, okay, and other materials which are not useful, okay, will be getting back or will be removed from the blood capillaries to what, to the tubular part of the nephron, and it will be it will be reaching to the collecting duct, and it will be it will form as the urine, okay, that forms the urine, and it will be collected by the collecting duct, and a single collecting duct can receive the urine from many of the nephrons. So is it clear? So this is the process how the urine formation takes place. Okay, blood passes through the nephron, okay, especially through the glomerulus. Many of the components are squeezed out or filtered out through the glomerulus, and it will get collected in the Bowman's capsule, and from the Bowman's capsule, as it moves down, okay, through the tubular part, some of the materials, useful materials like what, amino acids, glucose, salts, etc. are reabsorbed. Okay, and from the blood capillary, okay, the waste materials, if any is left, that will be secreted to the tubular part. So these three processes help in the formation of urine. Is it clear? Then, so in this way, the collecting duct opens into the kidney. Okay, kidney's pelvic region, or where the ureter starts, and ureters will collect this urine from the kidney. Okay, and it will be going to the urinary bladder. So what is the function of urinary bladder? Urinary bladder helps in the storing of urine till it is passed out through urethra. Okay, and the bladder is a muscular type of tissue, organ, and it is under nervous control. Okay, so when it is getting filled, the nerves will give signal to the brain, and then brain will decide, okay, where to, means whether to pass it out or should be stored. Okay, so likewise it is under the control of brain actually. Okay, so in this way the excretory system works. Okay, now I am going to teach about another topic, that is artificial kidney. Have you heard about artificial kidney, or it is also known as what, hemodialysis? Okay, so kidneys are very important organs in our body. Otherwise, if kidneys are getting failed, what happens? It will lead to the accumulation of waste materials, and it will become very poisonous, isn't it? And it can lead to death. So in this case, if the kidneys are damaged, okay, so in that case we can depend on a machine, okay, to remove the nitrogenous waste materials, and this process is known as what? Dialysis. So if you see the dialysis unit, you can see that it contains a fluid. That system contains a fluid, dialyzing solution. Okay, here in this part you can see this contains a dialyzing solution, and in which a number of tubes are placed. Okay, this what kind of tubes they are? Selectively permeable membrane. Do you remember selectively permeable membrane? They allow only few molecules to pass across. Okay, and the blood from the patient will be taken out. Okay, it will be taken out, and it will be passed through this tubes. Okay, and after passing through this, again it will be collected, and it will be injected back, or it will be entering back into the patient's body. So the dialyzing solution is having one nature, that is, it is having the same osmotic pressure as blood. Okay, so only one difference is that it is not having the nitrogenous waste materials. Okay, so what happens when the blood is passed through these tubes? Okay, the waste products from the blood passes into the dialyzing fluid by diffusions, by simple diffusion. All the waste materials will go into the dialyzing solution. Okay, so what will happen? The blood will get purified. The waste materials will go into the dialyzing solution, and the blood will get purified. Okay, so the function is same, isn't it? The function of kidney is the same only. It is removing the waste materials, but there is a difference, that there is no reabsorption involved. Okay, reabsorption will not take place, means the useful materials cannot be absorbed back into the body by dialyzing unit. Okay, then, so in a healthy adult, the initial filtrate in the kidney is about 180 liter daily. Okay, and the waste material, or the urine produced is, okay, is only 2 liter, or around 2 liter, or 1 liter or 2 daily. Okay, why? Because kidney is doing what? The process of reabsorption. I already explained, isn't it? Kidney absorbs what more? What? the useful materials from the glomerular filtrate. Because of that only, even though what the initial filtrate, that is glomerular filtrate, is 180 liter per day, okay, but the actual amount of urine that is excreted is only 1 or 2 liter. Okay, this is because of the absorption that takes place in the kidney, but this is not possible here. Okay, so that is what dialyzing unit. Kidney transplantation, have you heard? Sometimes if this dialyzing is what a very long process, means it has to be done according to the extent of damage, okay, happened in the kidney, that is advised by the, and that by various tests the doctors will advise, okay, how much times, how many times it has to be done, how often it has to be done. Okay, so so this is very costly also. And what happens, in some patients, they adopt for what, kidney transplantation. So what happened during kidney transplantation, kidney from a donor can be received by a recipient, understood? So if only one kidney is there, then also a person can live. Okay, so that is done by kidney transplantation. Okay, so hope this topic is very clear. Okay, so we have studied about various what is excretion, isn't it? The excretion takes place in various organisms. Then I have told you about the excretory system of human being, its structural and functional unit known as nephron, its structure. And then I told you about the process of urine formation, isn't it? So you will have to draw the diagrams, okay, in your copy and practice. Okay, excretory systems diagram is there. This were asked many times. Then nephron structure is there. Okay, dialyzing units, this much you should draw in your copy. So a small topic is there, that is excretion in plants. So how plants excrete? Do plants have any excretory products? Yes, of course, isn't it? They will also have excretory products. Do they have any organ? And what is the when you compare the excretory products of plants and animals, which will be more? In animals only. Why? They are mobile, means they can move, isn't it? And the plants are stationary, and their metabolic rate is also very less. So as the metabolic rate is very less, the excretory products also will be less in them, isn't it? So how this plants, but it is there, isn't it? Some excretory waste materials are also produced in plants. Okay, it is not that there is no waste materials, they produce, but the amount will be less. Okay, so what are the waste materials? You can see that oxygen can be thought as a waste product, okay, during photosynthesis, and carbon dioxide during respiration, isn't it? So this they just exchange through their stomata. And what about the water? Water is excretory product every time, isn't it? Plants continuously they absorb water, and this much water they cannot store. So they excrete it out by transpiration. Okay. Then other waste materials, okay, contains what? Some of the dead cells, okay, and this dead cells or leaves, etc., they simply lose sometimes. Some of the parts they lose by shedding them. Okay, then other methods, see, many other waste materials they store in their cellular vacuoles, they store in the vacuoles, isn't it? And some of the waste materials they produce, they'll be stored in leaves that are going to fall off. Okay, mature leaves, you can see that leaves will get color change. They change their color during, means when the leaf is about to fall, isn't it? They'll become yellowish because they accumulate all the waste materials in them. Okay, then some plants they store the waste materials in the form of resins, gums, okay, etc. So these are useful products for us, isn't it? Gums, resins, So all this waste materials, they store what in old xylem, and this we can what get. Have you heard about Asafoetida, Hing? All these are what actually waste products of plants. They are not useful to them. Okay, in some way it is useful. They help to prevent the animals to attack them, but still no metabolic use is there for them. Okay, so that is useful for us as various products of plants. Understood? So they store them as resins, gums, etc. And some plants, what they do, they excrete waste materials into the soil around them. So how the plants get rid of their waste? Okay, carbon dioxide and oxygen through stomata, then water through a process called transpiration through the stomata. Okay, then other waste materials, some of them they store in the vacuoles, some of them what they do, they store as resins and gums. Some of them, some of the waste material they send to the old leaves that has to be fall off, that is about to fall. Okay, then some waste material they excrete into the soil around them through the through the roots. So is it clear? These are the ways by which excretion in plants takes place. So hope that this topic of excretion is very clear to you. Okay, thank you.